I said we street teaching and doing music to educate. All praise, I had this gift in second grade where I stay. They upgraded the murder from catching fades. Let's just say you niggas is weaker in 7 days. Cause how a nation come kidnap you and make you slaves. Then separate their children and parents, change their names. No Damon Wayne for generations was major pain. And we kill each other, but when it's done, we don't say a thing. You niggas tripping. Well, in other words, y'all niggas Christian. Worship white Jesus when scriptures give his description. And shout out to my kindred that's really living what's written. Keeping laws that...
Genesis chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee,
right.
And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
All right, so it says right here, I'm going to bless them that bless thee, I'm going to curse them that curse thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Now, what does that mean to you?
What God said is what God meant, and what God said happened.
If you had to explain this to someone, what would you say that means? I'm going to bless them that bless thee.
Yep.
I'm going to curse them that curse thee. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
if
so let me...
is kind to him, God's going to be kind to them.
Okay, all right. So let's read this. Go to Genesis 22. All right. Uh-huh.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 17. That in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed.
Right.
As the stars of the heavens.
Right.
And as the sand which is upon the seashore.
Right.
And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies.
Now it says, thy seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. Right? This kind of sounds like I'm going to curse them that curse thee. Right here, right? Go ahead.
Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed.
So basically now it's elaborating a little bit more, but it's saying the same thing at the end again. Now I'm going to give you a word. This word for blessed in the Hebrew is called barak. The word means to bless or to kneel. It doesn't always mean what we think about like a blessing, like somebody's giving me something. Sometimes it means for you to bow down, right? So now I'm gonna read something else. Let me get 24 and 11, 27 and 29.
I got 24:11.
Yeah, read that.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And he made his camels to kneel down.
So it says he made his camels to kneel down. We look in the ancient text, that same word for blessed is the same word for kneel. It's just used interchangeably, right? But you got to have the right context whenever how it's being used. Just finish that off. Go ahead.
Without the city,
right,
by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out and draw the water.
Right, so those camels are going to be kneeling down to drink their water. Let me get that.
Con. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 29. It says, let people serve thee,
right,
and nations bow down to thee,
right,
be Lord over thy brethren,
right,
and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee,
right,
and blessed be he that blesseth thee.
Right, but it started out and said, let all the other nations bow down to thee. So when it says, in thee shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, it's saying that all the nations of the earth are going to have to kneel and bow down to whoever these people are, right? We know these people as the Israelites in the Bible, right? It started talking about Abraham, now it's gone over and talking about the Israelites right here. They're the ones that all the nations are going to have to bow to and serve when the Messiah comes back on the earth, right? What you got? Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalm, chapter 83, verse 1. Keep now thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not thou still. I'm going to go to the verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They that take of crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have come and said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance.
Right.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Right. So Psalms 83 goes into a list of enemies of the Israelites and of God. Right. And basically, what's going to happen is that these enemies of God, all the other nations are going to have to serve at the end of this thing. Right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9.
Right.
It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, because the nations again are going to have to. They got to serve somebody. Now I'm harping on this a lot, right? Because the people that we know today as the quote unquote Jews or the Israelites are not the people that are in the land of Israel today. The Bible says that the Israelites wouldn't go back into the land until the Messiah comes.
Right.
Says that the enemies are going to have the land in possession. Right? So, that being said, let's go to that, what is that, Isaiah 61? Yeah, let me get that.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 9. Is it verse 9?
Yep.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Right.
And their offering among the people.
Right.
All that see them shall acknowledge them.
Right.
That they are the seed which the Lord has blessed.
Right, so all the nations again are going to acknowledge the children of the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. Everybody's gonna be like, yo, that's the people. We gotta give them their room, give them their space, and you gotta acknowledge the fact that they are those people. Now I'm gonna wrap this up for you. Let me get the Canaanite lady, Matthew 15 real quick, right? And this is a conversation that people love. Look, the Canaanite woman, she got blessed. I'm gonna show you why she got blessed. Go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15. I'm gonna just start at verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David.
Now she told him, she acknowledged the fact that he was the son of David. Go ahead. She called him Lord also. Go ahead.
My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
But she got a problem. She needs some help. Go ahead.
But he answered her not a word.
He ain't got to talk to another nation because he only came for his people. He didn't come for nobody else, the lost sheep of the house of Israel only. Go ahead.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away.
Hey, man, they're like, get her away from us. We're not talking to her. Go ahead.
For she crieth after us.
Right.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right, keep going.
Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord.
Now she came and she worshipped him. Going to the Greek, talks about kneeling and bowing down. So she worshipped him. Now what does she get for worshiping him? Go ahead.
Saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread.
What's the bread of life? Who's the bread of life?
Jesus.
Right. So it's not meat, it's not right to take the children's bread. Who are the children?
Who are the children?
Mm-hmm. In this context, who are the children?
Children of Israel.
The children of Israel. So it's not right to take the children's bread, which is him, and do what?
And to cast it to dogs.
We're not supposed to be giving the children's bread to the dogs. The dogs are all the other nations, right? If you're an Edomite, if you're an Ishmaelite, if you're so forth and so on, a Canaanite in this case, you're considered a dog in the Bible. What?
Verse 27. And she said, truth, Lord.
She acknowledged and said, you're right.
The dogs eat from the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
And she acknowledged him as her master, and she said, yes, I am one of these dogs. Whatever crumbs you got for me, I'm just going to eat that. Go ahead.
Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith.
Right.
Be it unto thee even as thou wilt.
Isaiah 60:12. Read it again.
Salakia, verse 28. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt.
Right, so he said, great is thy faith. You know, I'm going to go ahead and give you what you want. Right? So this is the same way the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up. If you want any type of a blessing from the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're going to have to acknowledge and you're going to have to bow and you're going to have to reverence to us before you can get any type of a blessing at all. Right? You know, everybody doesn't get the same things on the earth now and in the kingdom of heaven.
But Jesus said,
let me read this.
Come to me, I will no wise cast
Let me
out.
read this. I'm going to let you make your statement.
All right.
This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 12.
Right.
It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee
Right.
shall perish.
The nation and kingdom that will not serve the Israelites is going to perish. Go ahead.
Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Right, those nations are going to be destroyed. So if you decide in the kingdom that you're not going to get down with the program, you're going to end up being destroyed in the kingdom. Now, in the Bible, there's only one nation of people in the Bible that it says is going to be utterly wasted and destroyed. The Edomites, who we know today is the so-called white man by and large.
Right.
Because why in the world would a white man ever want to serve a black, Hispanic, or Native American after all the things they've done to them?
Right.
Right. You as the master today, if you want to say for lack of a better term, right, because of what your forefathers did and built up and raped, robbed, murdered, and pillaged this whole place, right? Why would you ever now want to be the slave in the field? Right? You're never going to end up trying to serve us. That's why you guys are going to end up being wasted. Right? You got a precept?
Yep. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel."
I got your point. After this verse, I got you.
It says, this is Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land.
Right.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Right.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right, there it goes. You got to cleave to the house of Jacob, the Israelites. Go ahead.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place."
And we're going to take you and bring you to our place, back to the land. Go ahead.
It says, "And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids."
Right, and all the other nations are going to be a possession to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans for servants and for handmaids in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
"And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were,
And it's all because we were enslaved to you. Now you got to be enslaved to us. Go ahead.
and they shall rule over their oppressors."
Right, and because of our oppression, now we're going to rule over our oppressors. So what was your point? Go ahead.
So we got a ride to catch, so because we got to go pretty soon. But what you guys are doing, you're picking and choosing certain portions of scripture.
So give me a scripture, read it, and I'll break it down. Go
You
ahead.
pick and choose. There's not enough hours today for us to debate, okay, about who Jesus came to save. Jesus came to
already
save.
told us.
Jesus came to save everybody. Jesus
Matthew
said,
15, read it again.
John 14:6, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man can follow but by me." Okay, there's one way, and whoever accepts Jesus Christ is going to be saved.
Is that what that verse is?
What's that? No, I'm quoting from the New Testament.
I know that verse don't say that. Right.
And we're not got to serve. Nobody got to serve anybody in this earth. We serve the Lord Jesus
So
Christ.
what are these verses talking about?
You're reading Old Testament.
We read New Testament and Old
you
Testament.
picking and choosing some New Testament to go with it.
You know why? Because the Bible in Isaiah 28 tells us to take precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, but it also tells us in the book of Psalms that only the people that will understand this are the children of Israel. So you don't really get it, right? Jeremiah says, "In vain have the mountains and the hills." The nations essentially have hope for salvation. You're hoping for something that's not there for you. You're never going to get it. You can read that Bible, try to do what you want to do with that Bible. When it's all said and done, my family wrote it, my family broke it down, all the prophets were my family, and we know what it says. And when it's all said and done, it's going to be get down and lay down. Period.
We don't agree with what y'all are saying, but God bless you in your work. We got to move on. We got to ride the catch.
And thus saith the Lord, may God curse you.
This is the book of John, chapter 11. I'm going to just get to the point. Verse 50. "Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people."
Right? One man's going to die for the people, not for everybody.
Right.
Go ahead.
"And that the whole nation perish not.
Right, so that all the Israelites don't perish. Go ahead.
And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation."
Right, and that nation are the Israelites, the children of Israel. And you're not going to tell me that Caiaphas, in the spirit, was lying. Right? Con. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Luke 1 and verse 71. It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant.
Right, man, that's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose of why Jesus has to come back. That's the reason why he died and why he's going to come back.
Right.
Not to save the entire planet. The Bible doesn't tell us that. If it tells us in the book of Isaiah that he's coming back to kill people, how are everybody being saved in the planet?
Right.
Hey, man, you keep dibbling and dabbling in Christianity, you're going to be looking crazy on that day, right? Like a thief in the night. Gonna catch you off guard, man, right? You're going to be waiting for some fluffy clouds. They're going to get a damn a sword in the back of your neck. Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Hey, man, somebody's getting power over the nations. And based upon the precepts that we brought out, this is children of Israel. If you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, if you keep the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, right? You keep the commandments and the faith all the way and endure to the end, then you'll be able to have power over the nations. Right? Jesus was going to have power over the nations, correct? Right? He says that whoever keeps his work into the end is going to have that same power over the nations also. Right? So that means that not everybody can be saved. Somebody going to be at the bottom. Right? If that doesn't mean that, then we got a contradiction and somebody teaching something incorrect. Right? Which we already know who's teaching it incorrect. The Christian church. Right? Shoot, even to an extent, the damn the Muslims too. Right? Even to an extent, they going crazy also. You'll finish?
Verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Right.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
Right.
Even as I received of my father.
Right, man. We're gonna get the same thing that he received of his father, man. And if that nation doesn't want to serve the Israelites, right, they're gonna get destroyed. Let me get Obadiah, man. Right? Let me get Obadiah. The Most High put that verse in there for a particular reason. Said that nation that would not serve you, right, is going to be utterly wasted. And the Most High knew why he had to give that prophecy. So then whenever Obadiah come around, it makes sense. Because we know the white man ain't never going to serve black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? Never going to serve black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. What you doing? Oh, con. Whoever get it first. Obadiah? Yeah, whoever get it first. That's fine. Right? Yeah, 18. Come.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. It says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire,
Right.
in the house of Joseph a flame,
Right.
in the house of Esau for stubble,
Right.
and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau,
Right.
for the Lord hath spoken it.
Hey, that's my God right there.
Right.
My God said he going to get rid of a whole nation of people because they wouldn't serve us.